What's up, YouTubers? I'm one WWE Cena, and today we're going to talk about games. Not my zombies gameplay in the background, but just games in general, what people like and play about games. You know, why someone would buy a game, what makes the game good, and, I can't really speak for anyone here, so the question of the day, if you want to voice your opinion, is what do you like about video games? Why do you buy games? What in the games make you attracted to them, makes you want to buy them? And if you want to answer that, like I said, just put your opinion in the comment section. It would be great to know what you guys think on this subject. But let's get started. One of the first things people think of when they get a game is what the graphics are going to be like. And it's not really a decision maker for most people when you buy a game. It's not what people, most people won't go, okay, well, this game doesn't have better graphics than that game, so I'm not gonna get it. But, that's not how people buy their games because, there are over 1 million Minecraft fans out there, and I'm one of them, to be honest. But, for instance, let's say Black Ops 2 had the same graphics as Mario 64, with pixelated blood and pudgy-looking characters. Nobody would get that game. That would be a horrible, horrible thing to see in Call of Duty. That would be terrible because that's not what people expect when they play Call of Duty games or Xbox games in general. For a Wii game, you may expect that, but not for something as advanced as Xbox or PlayStation 3, whichever you prefer to play it on. And it's not only about graphics. Another thing in games that makes people play them and buy them is the type of storyline the game has. It needs to have some kind of purpose to it. Most people don't care at all about the storyline, but, they just get it for the multiplayer, but it's still an important thing. Every game you have, whether you play it or not, there's a campaign mode, and, the creators actually have to try and put something together in the campaign to keep people interested, to make them want to play it. Notice when they advertise a game, they advertise the campaign and not the multiplayer. Except for Modern Warfare 3, they strictly advertise the multiplayer, but besides the fact, storylines are important. Although there are some games that don't have any storylines, but those are mainly building games like Minecraft. Or there is another game, if any of you have ever heard of Serious Sam, that's a game with no real storyline. You pretty much run around with a bunch of random weapons and kill a bunch of random enemies. It's actually pretty fun. I could do a little gameplay of that maybe in the near future, but besides that, the storyline is definitely an important part of the game. If it wasn't for the storyline, there wouldn't be a game in the first place, and most people don't really take that into consideration. But another important thing, even more important than the storyline, is really the setting of the game, if you think about it. And this could vary depending on how you feel about games. There are pretty much 3 different types of settings, maybe more. There's, of course, the past, the present, and the future. Games that are set in the past would be games like Skyrim. Skyrim kind of has a little middle-aged swords and shields kind of things, knights and kings and dragons, that kind of thing. And some people may completely hate Skyrim. They may have looked at that game, said that crap is for nerds, and there's no way I'd ever play that. But that is not, true, because people have different opinions. I actually play Skyrim myself, but I cannot record that because of how horrible it turns out, unfortunately. I'd love to record some Skyrim. And of course there are the present games, which are mainly like war games or Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto kind of games, where it's set more in the present time. Even the Call of Duty games, excluding Black Ops 2, is set in the present, and people feel more comfortable playing those games. Those are some of the popular games, some of the most popular games that people play. And of course there are the future games, which would be more along the lines of Mass Effect 3, Dead Space, Black Ops 2, when it comes out, will be a future game, and people really love the future because they can... Oh yeah, Halo, I'm sorry. People really love the future, though, because they can really... You know, it really... There are no limits to the future setting of video games. I mean, you can have anything. I mean, you can have flying vehicles, you can have guns that shoot plasma lasers. I mean, people love that kind of stuff. That's why they make games in the future. Honestly, the game Sniper Elite, I had this debate with my friends yesterday, is I do not like the setting of that game. I of course don't like the weapons either, but I'll get into that later. But I don't like the setting of that game, the whole killing Nazis in Germany back in, I don't remember how many years ago. I mean, that seems kind of, like, I don't know, when you buy a game that's old like that, it feels like you're getting an old game. Like, it feels more like you're getting World at War instead of the newest war game, which can, you know, that really affects if people like the game or not. It depends on what you offer and what you throw at them, what you let them use in the game. I mean, this stuff is important. I mean, no one likes a game where you're running around with clubs and slingshots. I mean, that depends on what, of course, the game's about. If it's about cavemen, that might be fine. Last thing I'm going to talk about in the game, of course, is realism. And realism is a major, major thing in games. If the game's realistic enough, you know. Battlefield players hate COD players because they don't think Call of Duty's realistic. And personally, I hate Battlefield because I think it's too realistic. And again, all of these are my personal opinions. If you don't agree, please, you know, share your opinion in the comment section, although I will ask that you do it respectfully and don't say anything that you shouldn't be saying to people, because that's a big problem in the comments. If you don't agree with my opinion, I am more than happy to hear yours, but make sure you do it respectfully. Don't be one of those people that live just to piss other people off, because that usually doesn't work on me. But anyway, realism is a good thing to have in games, but when they overdo it, it can be horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like a game where, like in multiplayer, when you get shot one time in the foot by a pistol and you die. I mean, no one wants that much realism, and believe me, you may think you do, but most people don't. I've heard so many people raging about getting insta-killed, and honestly, if games are going in the realism phase, then that's exactly what's going to be happening. Every game you play, you're going to get insta-killed in, because, you know, in reality, some people are completely, I don't know, they're ignorant to this, but you don't have to have a Desert Eagle to kill someone in one shot. I mean, that's not how it works in reality. You can shoot people with anything and kill them instantly, where COD and even your oh-so-realistic Battlefield, you have to shoot them multiple times with even strong weapons. I mean, snipers, shotguns, those things aren't jokes. I mean, they're kills. I mean, if you shoot a shotgun, the bullets are not going to disappear because they get more than 30 meters away from you. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That is... I don't know why they even put that in games. That is completely ridiculous. You know the video games where they have shotguns where you shoot and halfway across the map you get a hit marker? I love those kinds of games because that's what a shotgun can actually do. I mean, the bullets don't disappear. At no point do bullets disappear once you shoot them. I mean, that is just complete and total crap. I don't know where they got that from. But I mean, realism's a good thing, but when they overdo it, it can be a bad thing to put in games. It can be the best or worst thing you could possibly do to a game is to add a certain level of realism in it. Well, I've pretty much said my whole entire point here. You guys know who I am, and I know who all of you YouTubers are, hopefully. So at the end of this video, as usual at the end of all of my videos, there will be a random song and picture, which also I'm going to talk about how this is working out in another video with the song and picture. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm one WWE Cena. Enjoy the picture and enjoy the music, and for God's sakes, it's not copyright. I put 7 disclaimers in the description and in my voice. So to make this clear, I am disclaiming it now, and I'm going to disclaim it in the description. Make sure that you are aware of this before Green Day freaking reports me for copyright again. Well, I'm one WWE Cena, and have a nice day.
Yeah, here we go for the 100th time. Hand grenade pins in every line. Throw 'em up and let something shine. Going out of my fucking mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from atop these roofs. Knot it tight so I won't get loose. Truth is you can stop and stare. Run myself out and no one cares. Dug a trench out, lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pour it in. Make it a dirt dance floor again. Saying prayers and stop it out.